Hey, what's going on YouTube fam? Welcome to Droski's list of the top 10 point guards of all time. And today we'll dive into some of the greatest floor generals to ever grace the hardwood. So let's go ahead and get started. At number 10, we have Kyrie Irving, 8-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA, and an NBA champion. He has career averages of 22.4 points a game, 5.7 assists, and 3.7 rebounds. And I know right now a lot can be speculated about Kyrie Irving, both on and off the court, but ultimately when it's all said and done, what makes him special and what lands him a spot on my top 10 list comes down to these two bold takes. Kyrie Irving is the greatest ball handler to ever play. If you want a point guard on your team, it would be nice if they were the greatest ball handler to ever play. It is unmatched what he can do with the ball in his hands. Also, Kyrie Irving made one of the greatest shots of all time. When he made that shot over Steph Curry in the 2016 NBA Finals, those was one of the things that really cemented him as a top 10 point guard of all time, because that was a top 10 moment. Coming in at number 9, we have Dame Dalla, aka Damian Lillard. A 7-time All-Star and Rookie of the Year, Lillard is known for his clutch performances and long-range shooting that competes with Curry range. He has career averages of 24.7 points a game, 6.6 assists, and 4.2 rebounds, and has led to the Portland Trail Blazers to multiple playoff appearances. Lillard takes the 9th spot on my list because ultimately Dame's going to go down as the second greatest shooter of all time. And if you want a point guard, having the second greatest shooter of all time is not bad. Also, if you're going to have the second greatest shooter of all time, it'd be nice if you can also get the most loyal point guard of all time, which you have in Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard stayed loyal to Portland amid all the speculation there was about him departing Portland. Next up at number 8, we have Russell Westbrook. A 9-time All-Star and former MVP, Westbrook is one of the most explosive and dynamic point guards in the history of the NBA. He's a triple-double machine with career averages of 23.2 points a game and 7.4 rebounds. But it's not just the stats that make him special. Westbrook is known for all the effort that he puts into every game, for his tenacity and energy and fearless approach to the game. And Russ may not be putting up the same numbers he once was a few years ago, but that does not mean that he won't get there again. I truly believe that Russ will return. And the reasons that Russ cracks my top 10 list is for 3 things. First thing is when he won that MVP the year after KD left. This was one of the juiciest MVPs of all time and one of the most satisfying. Number 2, I truly think that Russell Westbrook is the most athletic point guard to ever play in the NBA. You can make an argument for Derrick Rose, but in my book, he's clearly the most athletic. And number 3, and what I think truly cements him as an all-time great, is the fact that he shattered the unbreakable triple-double record. And at number 7 on my top 10 list, we have CP3, aka Chris Paul, a 10-time All-Star and 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Paul is widely regarded as one of the best point guards in NBA history. He has career averages of 18.3 points and 9.4 assists, and has led multiple teams to the playoffs. His resume speaks for itself, but what truly cements CP3 as an all-time great is that CP3 truly had the greatest mid-range game of any point guard. CP3 went into his unguardable mid-range bag on anyone, regardless of size, truly making him unguardable. And CP3 is also the greatest leader of all time. So if you have a team and you want to select a point guard and you have an option to have someone who has an unguardable 2 game and someone who's the greatest leader and who is a guaranteed spot in the playoffs, CP3 is your guy and is not a bad option. Coming in at number 6, we have number 12, John Stockton. John Stockton is a 10-time All-Star and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and was a member of the Dream Team. Stockton is one of the most accomplished point guards in NBA history, and he has career averages of 13.1 points and 10.5 assists, and is the NBA's all-time leader in assists and steals. Stockton is known for his unselfishness, court vision, and consistency. and is widely regarded as the best passer in basketball history. He's also remembered for his historic battles against the Jordan-led Bulls, and Stockton made the cut on this list for one reason. John Stockton was the perfect point guard. He made the right play every single time. The answer to number 5 is, well, the answer, which is Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, an 11-time All-Star and an MVP, is known for his scoring ability, speed, and killer crossover. He has averages of 26.7 points and 6.2 assists in his career, and he led the 76ers to the NBA Finals in 2001, but unfortunately fell short of the 2000s Laker dynasty. Iverson's cultural influence cannot be overstated. His unique tattoos, style, and swagger helped change the perception of what an NBA player could be like. And simply put, the reason Allen Iverson is top 5 is for these reasons. Number 1, Allen Iverson has the greatest crossover ever, and he used that crossover to cross over MJ. Secondly, he's a cultural and fashion icon, the greatest basketball influence. He encouraged people to be themselves and to not be afraid to challenge the norm. Coming in at number 4, we have Steve Nash. Steve Nash is a 2-time MVP and an 8-time All-Star. Nash is one of the greatest playmakers, if not the best playmaker in NBA history. He has career averages of 14.3 points a game and 8.5 assists. He led the league in assists for 5 seasons as well, and Nash is known for how he shares and handles the rock. So Nash is top 5 for 2 reasons. Like it or not, he won back-to-back MVPs, right? You can't say enough about that. And secondly, Nash, in my opinion, is the most creative point guard to ever play. The way he got players involved was none other like any other point guard to ever play. And his unique skill set allowed him to be the most creative point guard to ever play. Next, at number 3, we have Isaiah Thomas. A 12-time All-Star and 2-time NBA champion, Thomas is one of the most underrated point guards in NBA history, but today we are giving him his flowers. He has career averages of 19.2 points a game and 9.3 assists, and led the Detroit Pistons to 3 consecutive finals appearances and back-to-back championships in '89 and '90, all while beating prime Jordan, Magic, and Bird. Thomas is known for his toughness, leadership, and clutch performances. And as the leader of the Detroit Bad Boys, he was a key player in some of the most physical and intense playoff battles in NBA history. So controversially, Isaiah Thomas is the top 3 point guard for these reasons. Number 1, simply for his performance in the 1988 NBA Finals game. If you want to talk about tough, go look that up. His performance in the 1988 NBA Finals game is truly inspiring. On one ankle, he led the Detroit Pistons to a Game 6 victory. And number 2, Isaiah Thomas is the greatest sports villain of all time. And all their sports have their heroes, but as well, all sports need their villains as well. And Isaiah Thomas is the greatest villain in NBA history. At number 2, we have none other than Magic Johnson. And I know a lot of you are not going to like that I put Magic Johnson at 2, but that's how I have it. Magic Johnson is a 12-time All-Star, 3-time MVP, 5-time NBA champion, and 3 times Finals MVP. Johnson is widely regarded as one of the greatest point guards of all time, if not the best. He has career averages of 19.5 points a game and 11.2 assists and 7.2 rebounds a game. He was known for his size, standing at a tall 6'9" for a point guard, which made him super versatile and had really court vision. Johnson famously led the Los Angeles Lakers to a championship as a rookie in 1980, but what truly makes him top 2 is that Magic Johnson is the greatest passer of all time. And that's exactly what you want in a point guard. Someone who makes the right play and makes the right pass, right? And he was also the leader of the Showtime Lakers. So not only was he a gifted passer, he put a lot of flair and a lot of spark on those passes and was one of the most entertaining players to ever play. And number 3, Magic Johnson accomplished all of this by the age of 32 when he was forced to retire due to HIV. And you can only imagine how his career numbers would have improved had he been able to play more years. Lastly, at number 1, we have Steph Curry. Steph Curry is a 7-time All-Star, a 2-time MVP, 4-time NBA champion, and a 1-time Finals MVP. Curry revolutionized the game of basketball forever. Why? Because he is this era's Michael Jordan. He has career averages of 24.2 points a game, 6.5 assists, and 4.7 rebounds a game, and holds the record for the most three-pointers made in a single season and the most three-pointers made of all time. It's not a debate who the greatest shooter is of all time. It's Steph Curry. And I know there are a lot of Magic fans out there, but if I had to boil down the reasons why I think Steph Curry will be the greatest point guard to ever play after it's all said and done, after the completion of his career, it comes down to 2 things. 1, he's the greatest shooter of all time. The greatest shooter of all time. That's all you gotta say. And number 2, he is one of 2 players to win a unanimous MVP. The only other player to do that was LeBron James. And Steph Curry won this unanimous MVP during the prime years of LeBron in 2016. Well, that's my top 10 point guards of all time. If you agree or disagree, please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to help me out, and tune in for next time. Thank you very much.